Hey guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Let's continue on with the KCM fight 225 season 3 week 6. We've had some unusual game, extraordinary kind of out of the box games here. Not necessarily the big kind of macro oriented battles, but nonetheless plenty of surprises along the line. And I guess today is a good day to be Protoss. Look at this, Snow and Best representing. We have JWJ and Light remaining, and the boss is showing up. Light is going to be taking on Best here. Best with 2 kills under his belt already, and he has ended the dominance of the Zerg race in this week's KCM lineup. Let me just quickly remind you that after 5 weeks, Zerg is leading with a brightening gap of 6 points between Zerg 8 points and Protoss Terran 2 points. So it's very nice to have a change, win of change, like that song by the Scorpions. In the previous episode, I asked you and I sang for you the song by Cat Steven. Today, I will possibly not sing the song by Scorpions, but everyone knows Scorpion, one of the greatest rock band ever. Win of Change, an amazing song. Let's see what's going to be happening here. The map is knocked out. Looks like Best going to be located at the bottom right of the screen in the right color. Light at the top left in red. Protoss is Terran, and Best is looking very much on form here, scouting right up the gateway, and he's gonna be possibly looking to apply a bit of pressure with his early Zealot. With these spawning positions, it would not actually be that beneficial for him to go for that spawning early Zealot. So we shall see what is gonna be the next part of the game. That's right. So maybe let me just quickly remind you what are the current situation in KCM and in the ELO scores in general. So here are the top 10 Broodwar players. So let me just allow you to marvel at that a little bit here. And Best currently is out of the top 20. His ELO scores is 1200. It's very low. There are players who are doing much better. Soma and Effort are doing much better. They've been eliminated. Very surprising results this week. So we shall see. Let me just quickly, before we get back to the game, show you the win rate per matchup. So Best performance in the last 3 days is actually not very good, as you can see. Terrible performances against Protoss, and oh my god, the probe gets sniped. This would change a little bit the results of the game here, because I guess Best will come out bossed. Best will come out with a Zealot, scouted by the SCB. Unless Light was not looking at the minimap, he will not see that unit. This is a feature of this map, or this game in general. There are few items, or rather units, that if they're just far enough from you, you will not be able to see. Oh my god, SCB not able to see if there's an expansion, and now he's going to turn around, and he's got the wrong timing. The Nexus goes down. Nicely done by Best. He might have delayed his Nexus a little bit, to get that Nexus down. I'm not so sure. Anyways, there's going to be a Vulture coming up. So this is turning out to be exactly what Best wants here. He wants the enemy to invest in that early Vulture and not necessarily go for an expansion. The Marine gets sniped. Looks like Light is not responding. And now I guess he will lose only a single Marine. But he will need to go for the counter-attack. The SCV is not scouting in the right direction. Where is he going to be going next? I guess he might want to go and cross-map scout again, and this is going to be so delayed. Light is so unfortunate with his scouting pattern. He has already expanded, so the game will a little bit go from it. The Vulture cannot move forward because he actually doesn't know what is ahead. He doesn't know if it's another Zealot or is it going to be Dragoons, but I guess he could guess that it's going to be a Dragoon, so he's going to be staying back because he doesn't want to be facing something like a 2 Zealot and a single Dragoon push in the early game. And looks like Best is going to take this chance to expand very early, saturate his base very early. And as for Light, he is completely in the dark. He even sends a second SCV out. What is that? Are we going to be seeing a starport? Yeah, that looks to me like a starport. So he is scouting the top right again. He thinks maybe the opponent is located at the top right. This is so bad. This is so bad for Light. He has wasted so much time and energy and anticipation in response to this, where the opponent is possibly going to be located. And now he will know that his starport has been built in the wrong place. He will be having to fly a very large area of distance to get to the enemy's base here. And as well, Best, he's gone away with a late Dragoon range, almost very late. Vultures will come out, but he cannot do anything. I guess one thing that Light can try to do is mine up the map. For example, he will need to mine up this inner 5 o'clock position and the 6 o'clock position, possibly the 3 o'clock position. He will mine up as well, but he cannot get further than that Best has got Dragoons in the right location to block here. So the game will go on from here. So I guess it's gonna be the moment for me to start to thank some of my fans. This might be one of the few times I will actually have a chance to thank you. So please bear with me for a second here. I'm just gonna quickly show you their names. There it is, Mr. McDonald, Mr. Thomas the Flying Dutchman, Mr. Nolasco, Mr. Jan JW, Mr. Chen from Taiwan, and Sea Goblins from Norway. Thank you for your support. And the VIP person this month is...
Hell, it's a
That's right, Mr. Thomas, the Flying Dutchman. Thank you very much. Let's get back to this game. What is happening here? Looks like Light is thinking it might be a drop, but it's not a drop. He's making a race in anticipation of this, and that is not gonna play out well at all. And Bess is gonna sit at home with his forces here. Light has mined up the entire map already, so he should know if there's a Shadow and Reaver moving out. It should be fairly easy to spot it. But anyways, looks like Best will come up with a single. Okay, it is going to be a drop. It is not going to be a raid. I thought he was making a raid, but that was a mistake, because why do you need an add-on to actually go for a raid? And this probe gets sniped. Light is just on par with what he wants to do here, and we're going to be having fast vulture coming from Best here. The moment he puts down the Nexus, he's gonna move his Dragoon back. The Nexus comes down and one Vulture gets sniped, but the drop is incoming here. Triple Vulture Dragoons are here. He needs to block the Dragoons. We'll finally block the probes. We need to run away. Looks like there's a Vulture in the main. Two Vultures in the main. There's only one Vulture. And good block by Best. He will be losing minimum probes. They need to move the probes towards the southern side, but I guess that will be just wasting time. And looks like he's gonna try to drive the dropship away as well. The dropship gets sniped. So casualties, I mean, maybe something like 5-6 probes, and in exchange for 3 vultures and a dropship. So I don't think that was a fair trade here, and Light is gonna be in some serious trouble. As for Best, he need to actually spread his observers out. He had like 3 observers in the same location. This is not really what you want to be doing as a high-level Protoss player, but I don't know, maybe Best has got a different idea. Maybe he's so good, and looks like he's gonna expand again. Having been able to snipe that, he's gonna expand again, and there's nothing that Light can do to stop it. 4 base Protoss before Reavers. This build is insane, and behind this, Light, he's just building some truth. I guess he will expand himself too. But Observer is coming out. Another Vulture might get sniped. No, he's very fortunate to push it back, and the tank's gonna come out. And Light is gonna take an expansion here. The Dragoon's gonna start to shell. The tanks will start to shell, but for now, Light is gonna get boxed in. Best, we need to cover 3 different areas. We need to cover this bridge here. He might want to have to cover that areas where Vulture's gonna actually get across the map. He's placed some positioning observers in the right location. He's built way too many observers. I mean, not really built too many, but he's put them in the wrong place. He would try to clear out the mine, but he's gotta be super careful. There it is. He can see the mine, so that's good. There's another mine right there. Oh my god, that was so insane. That has completely foiled his plan. He had a plan to attack, but now his Dragoons are so damaged. So we need to back up, and at least he can saturate his new base now. And this is a very late robotics facility and support bay. I guess not a late robotics facility. It's a very normal robotics facility. But 4 bases coming up for Best very relatively early. He's got everything covered. He has not lost a single Dragoon, I don't think. He has got a few of them damaged, but all of the units are still with him. But as for Light, he also have a very nice economy coming up. And if I was Best, I would try to focus on trying to get another base up soon, and maybe go for Forge and start to put some cannons. There it is. We are seeing some cannons. 4 speed vultures are coming across the map, and actually they're not spotted by Best because his observer is in the wrong location. There are 3 Dragoons, but they need to really block this high ground. If they want to kind of maintain advantage, because vultures will run right past them. We're seeing the vultures getting inside, the probes are running and doing some nice blocking here, and Best is not using the rest of his Dragoons now. He will do and clear out the rest of the vultures. I think he lost something like 4 probes to 3 vultures, so that is going to be the end of this. We're looking at a 9-minute and 40-second game. Best, the previous ASL champion, almost to be champion. He was actually just a finalist. He's going to be facing up against another semi-finalist, Light. I believe Light was defeated by Best too, right? In the semi-finals. So these guys have a lot of histories and a lot of almost, fate, intertwined fate between these 2 players. Light 98 supply, best 124. It's a decent balance of power between these two players, and best is going to transition into possibly Shadow with speed. I don't know how fast is his Templar attack right now, and whether he will go to Templar attack before he goes to Reaver attack, or he will. I mean, what I mean is, will he skip Reaver attack? It is very much entirely possible. Best is looking forward to expand once again. Light economy is not bad. He is able to just do a lot of, defensive moves without having to invest so much here. But anyways, looks like he's gonna try to come out and hunt for Observer. I really like the fact that Best places Observer all the way back. That was a very, very unusual move. You don't actually see that. And why is he doing? What is he? Looks like he's not picking up his Reaver, but now he's going to pick up a massive, massive forces are moving across the map. This is going to be a major attack. No, looks like it is just vultures, nothing else. I thought that it might have been something else like a tank to come out, but it's going to be just vultures, and these vultures going to get pushed back here. There's still a few dragoons to block. A single dragoon could actually drive the mine onto the vultures, but he's going to decide to back up instead and clear these areas. Observers are running away. Light is going to try to scan it. And yes, he will be. No, looks like at the last minute, this observer gets away. And Vulture's trying to come up, but Dragoons will try to intercept. Very nice game of cat and mouse here. Best is not yet expanded to the 5th. Wait, how many bases did he have? 1, 2, 3. He's got 5 bases ready. Okay, yeah, this 6 o'clock base just came up. So he's going to be able to cover for that. Knock out this map is very, very fun. There's so many narrow corridors. It's like a labyrinth for Starcraft units. These Dragoons gotta be super careful. There's a Reaver here. Oh my god, a nice mine explosion there just to clear a couple of Dragoons supply-wise. Best 161 and 142. He's been building mainly Dragoon. This is a classical way to play Protoss versus Terran, just massive Dragoons and Observers. But the modern way is Zealot and Heightened with very few Dragoons. Dragoons are almost there just as a pre-measure. A preventive measure to stop the Terran players from going mass raids. This is the only reason why you'd have Dragoons. Anyways, looks like some vultures going to try to come out here. Those cannons actually not yet up. That's a sizable group of vultures. They will be able to actually cancel all of these cannons. One probe will fall. Looks like that probe is still alive. These units are completely like useless. They will go on here. The probe's gonna run away. Looks like very, very nice. And they will try to get in the main. Some vultures will be coming out here. And massive vultures will do a lot of attacks. Probes are forced to evacuate on the high ground. So I guess all of these probes will go. Oh my god, 2 high templars might get sniped. The high templars are not yet sniped. Light is having not the best luck of his world here, and now Best will keep those 2 high templars with very, very nice energy upgrades coming forward. More vultures coming out looking for openings, but there isn't any. Very, very nice mine clearance in the game. 5 bases for Protoss and 3 for Terran. What about the upgrades? Let's take a look at that in just a second. There's gonna be a mine explosion. Be careful, Best doesn't have observer speed. He's moving quite slowly with his Dragoon forces. It looks like Vulture's gonna be moving towards the 6 o'clock base. Probes have been transferred. And Vulture can still do some 6-6 shots. Alright, some Zealot will eat up with the mine here. Best has got to slow down and do more mine clearance. He possibly also need to upgrade observer speed. He doesn't do. You don't need to do these kind of moves, man. These moves are completely unnecessary. And the vultures are coming out too for harassment once again. That's a lot of vultures. They're going to be able to stop this base from mining almost completely. Best has got some forces waiting though. He will push those forces back. Those cannons are going to be able to cover nicely here. There's nothing here. Zealot will come out to support. There's going to be a mine drag to drive them into the vultures. Nicely done. And there's going to be more attack. But finally the Dragoons are here. So those mines will get pushed back. And Best has taken his 6th base at the other side of the map. Okay, looks like, do we have any high triplets getting picked up? No, nothing. Nothing. Those vultures will try to get in here, but Best will block it. So those vultures are basically trapped. I think 4 vultures are trapped. Nicely done supply-wise. Light is keeping up with Best. His army is about the same side as Reaver's gonna have to fly back here. And looks like Best has done a fast reaction. He's got several Reaver. How many Reaver does he have? He will try to do. He need to pick up his Reavers up because the Goliaths are trailing from behind. He need to gain the high ground advantage right here. Massive Protoss coming through, and Terran has been stopped dead. At this choke, those Dragoons have to pull back now. He's trying to go for some attack, and he can abuse this ridge here to go for some storm drop. He's looking for the storm drop. He does a small storm drop. He's going to be storming from the low ground because the tanks will be busy attacking units on this right flank here, but those tanks are not yet destroyed, and Best has gotten pushed back. There's gonna be a last-minute mine drag. No, there isn't any. Those tanks are damaged, but they're not dead, and the game will go on, and this Nexus is about to get destroyed. Finally, Best would try to pay attention to it, and you need to pick up more high temperature. Say this base has been saturated, so very, very nice upgrade. And you know, the situation is now kind of stabilizing here for Light with his 4 bases. Best with how many bases? I think 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 bases, and it's gonna be the moment for you know, Light to go out with more Vulture harassments. 1 Reaver will fall. The Zealot need to attack. The Shadow has been sniped, but that's gonna be a great Reaver shot on those SCVs. He need to pull the Reaver back and now destroy the SCVs as well as the Marine and then the turret. No, at the last minute that Reaver will fall, but that is just clearing up some side for Best to come out with more high templates. He's decided to take a base that is very, very close to Light's 4th base. This is a very tricky you know, move here. It could have dire consequences if that area ever get assaulted. But it looks like Light has decided to close himself off. Maybe this is a strange decision because he knows that he's very, very close to his enemy line anyways, plus 2 weapons and plus 1 armor, and this area has very few defensive in terms of air. There's going to be a lot of Zealot bombing and possibly Mind Drag. The High Templar will cast several storm. He's not casting, he will cast some storm. He's storming what? They're storming some vultures, and finally he will storm the tank. He will storm more, and those tanks will be completely bladed to death here. The command center is going to be under siege, and there might be more high temperatures. You need to pick up. He's going to land more Zealot. Very, very nice to actually keep the Zealot until the last moment to engage themselves. Where the Dragoon's going, he's going to try to clear some tanks. Need to back up. Maybe he's going to try to use his time for the high temperatures to go for some shot. But Light is able to successfully push Best back here. Supply-wise, Best is 160 and Light is behind by about 130. And it's going to be a nice counter-attack. Best going to be very careful. Some shadows could be under siege. He will pick up some of his high tempers. And he's going to be going for some Zealot and some Mind Drag on the tanks. It's going to be some great shots. That is a great connection. There's going to be 4 tanks on the southern side that gets damaged, but they're still alive and the battles are still on. Light, you know, usually after these kind of battles, the Terran players should be ahead in supply, but in this case, Terran is behind by about 20 supply. So Light was not able to bleed out Best's army as fast as he wished here, so his tank forces are moving, but there's going to be a lot of storms from the high ground here, and Light is going to have to back up and take it very, very slowly. This will be allowing Best to come out with some time to regroup. There could possibly be MP if he's able to pick up his MP upgrade. So far he is not able to do it. 1 high templar is going to get sniped. Not bad, but there's going to be Shadow, and looks like Best is going to try to dive in from the right side. There's no anti-air. Some Zealot getting dropped here. Great drop by the Ace of Season 20 finalist. He's going to be losing high templar. There's some tanks on the other southern side, but Best cleared out something like 4 or 5 tanks. Not bad, great trades, and he's still leading by forces supply. He's going to be just making massive Zealot and high tempers. You don't need to make Dragoons, just make a few Dragoons. You don't need that many Dragoons. And now this floating command center coming to this side is going to be very, very tricky. Best will need to hold this area and just need to mass make shadows. He can do it because this area, I don't think it's buildable terrain. It's very, very hard to build here. And Best decided to cede his high ground to the enemy, and this might be a mistake here. He's gonna hold on to this high ground. There's Observer to spot, and now Best will pick up his double shadows and try to fly there. And as for Light in his main, he's about to get mine out. Upgrades of plus 2 weapons and plus 2 armor. Very, very strong. There's gonna be some storm on the high ground. Greatly done. And more Zealot driving the mines onto the tank. Possibly that's gonna be doing another storm. It hit 3 units. That's a nice one. Another storm's on all of the Goliaths. The shadows will back up here. There are a few tanks on the low ground. The tanks cannot actually have the perfect shot on the Dragoons because of the misclick chances here. But the command center has been sniped. That is phenomenal. That is very, very consequential to this game, and Best is going to take a 7 base at the top right. He is maybe just slowly moving into cruising mode now, autopilot mode. He is completely in control. He just needs to trade well and just keep on doing what he's doing, which is, you know, trade well. And maybe in case Terran would take over these 2 bases, he needs to actually get another base soon, maybe towards the bottom left, send a Zealot there, something like that. And that is going to be the idea in a couple of minutes here. But for now, Light is running out of minerals. He is actually not... His minerals are actually moving up very, very slowly. He cannot saturate them fast enough. Some vultures coming out to intercept though. And the probes, where are they going? Just keep on moving. Suddenly they stop in the middle of the map, and that was very, very strange. But now all of the vultures will get sniped, and those probe line will actually clear out. So that is going to be good. More high temperature resistance, and Best is maxed out. He still have 1,200 you know, minerals left over. This game is gonna get at least a 1 star from me. Some nice epic fights so far. And let me remind you that during this entire set for the KCM series, you only saw 1 ad. There's gonna be no second ad or third ads or 4 ads So this is one way for me to keep you guys uninterrupted and hooked into this game. This treatment only applies to ASL and KCM, no other league. So please, if you enjoy these kind of amazing, sick battles, with the buy me coffee link to that, it's gonna be in the description. Nice attacks with Zelle, where the high templars, I guess, Best is so ahead, he doesn't need any more high templars. So we're gonna be moving towards the final game between JYJ and Best. If nothing else changes, no more surprises, then Light will be eliminated. If Best can actually force cancellation on that command center, he's trying very, very hard. He's attacking the SV that is building it, and then the Zealot might need to go there to force some kind of some kind of splash damage on the command center, and the command center has been cancelled. So that's right, Light is once again back to just his 4 bases. Protoss got +2 weapons, +1 armors, and +1 shield. This is not bad at all. Not bad at all for a Temptos strategy player. Anyway, some vultures are in the middle intercepting what high templars, possibly trying to pick up some high templars. This is what Terran players need to be doing to stop this Temptos strategy, Temptos machine from rolling over him. Some more armies happening in the middle of the map, and there's going to be a lot of mind drag there. Best doesn't have observer. He's being like a shadow now. He's just moving forces around me. I guess he feels like he's ahead. He doesn't need to care so much about moving forces in the right locations anymore. But he is going to be clearing some mines. I'd like to see Best taken on the base because he just has so much money. But you look at how efficient he's using his gas. He just always keep his gas to the bare minimum and trading those storms for minerals heavy units such as tanks and vultures and Goliaths. Anyways, those forces will be destroyed. The shadow, we need to run away. The shadow is gonna get targeted upon by the Goliath, but the Dragoons are able to support. And now the next wave of forces coming from Light. He's gonna be very, very cool. Look at this, a huge train of Zealot moving across the map. The shadow is waiting to dive in. The Goliaths are waiting to attack as well. There are going to be some stuff inside the high templars. Yep, that's right. 1 storm, 2 storm, 3 storm, 4 storm. This is going to be the bell for whom the game tolls here. By Leo Tolstoy, the Russian author. This is going to be the final battle. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this cast so far, feel free to buy me coffee. The link to that is going to be in the video description, and I will see you on the flip side. Have a good day. Bye-bye.